In this uncertain time that we are living in, it's essential for everyone to have basic survival skills. From facing natural disasters to economic downturn or even health emergencies, it's important to be prepared for anything. And we all know that having some knowledge about surviving might be the difference between life and death, but there's no time like the present. So let's dive into the top 10 survival skills everyone should learn before it's too late. Stay tuned, take notes, and be prepared for anything. Skill number 10, how to find and purify water. When it comes to survival, water is arguably the most crucial element after air. It is essential to keep our bodies hydrated and functioning properly. However, finding a safe and clean water source is not always easy, especially when you're not in a familiar environment. Whether it's a natural disaster, an emergency situation, or simply being lost in the wilderness, knowing how to find and purify water is a skill that could save your life. Luckily, this skill is relatively simple to learn and practice. You don't have to wait until you're in a desperate situation to put it into practice. There are various ways to purify water: boiling it for 1 minute, filtering it through a cloth, or using purification tablets. If you have a little more time on your hands, you can also try making a DIY water collection system by using plastic sheeting, rocks, and a container. By understanding the basics of water purification and taking the necessary steps to ensure that your water is safe to drink, you can help ensure your well-being in any situation. Skill number 9, how to build a shelter. One of the first things you want to do once you realize you are in a survival situation is to build a shelter. This will protect you from the elements, whether it's freezing cold or pouring rain, and also shield you from wild animals and creepy crawlies. Building a shelter doesn't necessarily mean creating a mansion out of twigs and leaves, but rather constructing something that will keep you alive. A lean-to or debris hut are two basic shelters that you can build without any special tools or skills. The key to building a shelter is to use natural materials such as logs, branches, and leaves to create a structure that will keep you warm, dry, and safe. In a forest environment, you can use fallen trees and foliage to construct a debris hut that will trap heat and keep you warm at night. In snowy conditions, you may want to dig a snow cave or build a quinzee, which is a dome-shaped shelter made entirely of snow. If you find yourself in the desert, you can use rocks and other materials to create a windbreak that will protect you from the harsh desert winds. And if you happen to have a tarp or emergency blanket with you, you can use it to build a makeshift shelter that will protect you from both the sun and the rain. Although building a shelter may seem daunting at first, it's a skill that anyone can learn with just a little bit of practice. Skill number 8, how to start a fire. A fire can be the lifeline in a survival scenario, providing warmth, a way to cook food, signal for help, and protect against wild animals. However, starting a fire can be challenging, especially if you're not familiar with the different techniques and safety precautions. But fear not, because this is one skill that can be learned with practice and preparation. One of the most basic methods for starting a fire is using a ferrocerium flint and steel kit. Another option is using a bow and drill. For those who are lucky enough to live in a sunny area, a magnifying glass can also come in handy for starting a fire. Once you have ignited your tinder, it's time to gather kindling and fuel to keep your fire going. Tinder is small, easily flammable material that catches the initial spark or flame. Kindling refers to small sticks or twigs that are used to sustain the flame once the tinder has been ignited. Fuel is larger material such as logs that are added to the fire to keep it burning for an extended period. If you want to learn how to start a fire in any conditions, then it's time to get out there and practice. With just a little bit of effort, you can master this essential survival skill. Skill number 7, basic first aid. Knowing basic first aid can make all the difference in a survival situation. Injuries and illnesses can occur anytime and anywhere, and having the skills to provide immediate assistance can be crucial for saving lives. Whether you're dealing with a cut, burn, fracture, or more serious medical emergency, knowing how to provide first aid can help stabilize the situation until professional help arrives. Fortunately, basic first aid skills are relatively easy to learn and can be acquired through online courses, books, or hands-on training. Some of the essential first aid skills include handling bleeding, burns, fractures, and performing CPR, treating shock and other medical emergencies. It's important to note that while basic first aid skills can be extremely valuable, they are not a substitute for professional medical care. However, by learning basic first aid, you can help ensure that you're prepared for any situation and ready to provide the necessary assistance in an emergency. Skill number 6, navigating without a compass. Getting lost can be a terrifying experience, but knowing how to navigate without a compass can be a valuable skill to have in many situations. Fortunately, there are several ways to navigate using natural cues, such as the position of the sun and stars, as well as natural landmarks. One of the simplest methods for navigating without a compass is to use the shadow stick method. By observing the direction of a stick or leaf that is casting a shadow in the sunlight, you can determine your orientation and find your bearings. Additionally, paying attention to the direction in which moss grows or the location of ant hills can provide clues about your surroundings and help you determine which direction you're facing. These natural navigation techniques may not be as precise as using a compass, but they can be helpful in guiding you in the right direction. Skill 5. How to signal for help. Being stranded in a survival situation can be a scary and lonely experience, but knowing how to signal for help can make all the difference. Whether you're lost in the woods, stranded on a deserted island, or waiting for rescue after a natural disaster, knowing how to attract attention can be crucial for your safety and well-being. There are several ways to signal for help, including using bright-colored clothing or accessories, creating symbols or patterns on the ground, or using a mirror to reflect light. Smoke signals and fire signals are also effective ways to alert search and rescue teams to your location. In addition, carrying a whistle or other noise-making device can help you attract attention from a distance. By learning how to signal for help, you can increase your chances of being found and rescued, which can literally be the difference between life and death. Foraging for food. Foraging for food is the practice of searching for and gathering wild plants and animals for consumption. It's a skill that has been used by humans for thousands of years and can be an excellent way to supplement your diet with fresh, nutritious foods. Whether you live in a rural or urban area, there are likely edible plants and animals in your environment that you can harvest. However, it's important to be aware of poisonous plants and mushrooms that could harm you if consumed. That's why it's crucial to be 100% certain about the identity of any plant or animal before consuming it. Basic trapping and fishing methods are also useful skills to learn if you're interested in foraging for animals. This can include setting up a simple snare or building a basic fishing rod and reel. Keep in mind that some foods can be unsafe and even deadly if not prepared correctly. So it's important to research and understand the proper methods for preparing any wild foods that you plan to eat. While there are some survival myths and misconceptions about foraging, it's generally a safe and sustainable practice when done correctly. If you are enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up. Skill number 3, self-defense and avoiding wildlife threats. In a survival situation, it's important to be aware of the potential threats that exist in your environment. One of the most common threats is wild animals that can pose a danger to humans, whether it's a bear, a snake, or a pack of wolves. It's crucial to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and your loved ones. Using bear spray, making noise and carrying a whistle are all effective ways to deter wild animals. In addition, it's important to be aware of your surroundings and to avoid doing anything that could provoke an animal attack. If you find yourself in a situation where you are being pursued by a wild animal, it's important to stay calm and follow specific strategies to increase your chances of escaping unharmed. Similarly, it's important to be aware of the potential threats posed by hostile humans in a survival situation. This can include people who are desperate for food, water, or other essential supplies. To protect yourself from hostile humans, it's important to take precautions, such as traveling in groups, avoiding crowded areas, and keeping your supplies hidden. In general, situational awareness and preparedness are key to staying safe in a survival situation. By taking the necessary precautions and following best practices for self-defense and avoiding wildlife threats, you can increase your chances of surviving and thriving in any environment. Number 2, mental toughness and staying calm. It's a well-known fact that maintaining a composed and clear mind in challenging circumstances is essential for survival. A panic-stricken or impulsive person is more likely to make poor decisions compared to someone who remains level-headed and thinks critically. In a survival scenario, fear and stress can be amplified, leading to heightened anxiety and potentially jeopardizing your chances of survival. That's why it's crucial to learn how to stay calm in difficult situations. One technique for staying calm in a stressful situation is to focus on your breathing. By taking deep breaths, you can help activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calming the body down. Another approach is to concentrate on a specific task or objective, which can help divert your attention away from fearful thoughts. Engaging in problem-solving and decision-making processes can also be an effective way to maintain a clear mind in a survival scenario. Additionally, maintaining a positive attitude and focusing on your strengths and abilities can help you believe in your capacity to overcome challenging circumstances. By developing mental toughness and learning how to stay calm in difficult situations, you can enhance your chances of survival and increase your ability to cope with the challenges that may arise. Number 1, make a survival plan. Prioritizing your safety and the safety of your loved ones should be a top concern in any situation. This includes having a survival plan in place before emergencies occur. A survival plan is a document that outlines the steps you and your family will take in the event of a disaster or emergency, such as a natural disaster, power outage, or other unforeseen event. Having a plan can help minimize panic and confusion, allowing you to respond more quickly and effectively to the situation. A survival kit is another essential item that can help ensure your well-being during tough times. This can include items such as non-perishable food, water purification tablets, a flashlight, and a radio. Knowing the evacuation routes in your area is another crucial aspect of being prepared for emergencies. This includes identifying the routes you would take to evacuate your home, as well as any safe zones or shelters in your community. Regular practice of these routes with your family can help ensure that everyone knows what to do in case of an emergency. Conducting emergency drills with your family is also an effective way to prepare for emergencies. By practicing various scenarios, your family can learn how to respond appropriately and efficiently in different situations. Overall, being prepared for emergencies can help you feel more confident and secure in your ability to handle whatever challenges may come your way. Remember that every situation is unique, and your plan should be tailored to your specific needs and circumstances. Well, folks, there you have it, the top 10 survival skills everyone should know before it's too late. We hope this video has given you a better idea of what to do in an emergency situation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. And always remember, survival favors the prepared. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.